Supporters of President Donald Trump expressed anger and disbelief online following reports that his administration had advanced plans to create a national citizens database with technology from Palantir. The White House has contracted Palantir, a Colorado-based analytics company co-founded by Trump supporter Peter Thiel, to assist in compiling a database of personal information on American citizens. Peter Thiel, by the way, everyone knows is a straight Muslim, right? Yeah. Is that true, yeah. Mendoza?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a straight Muslim. You have any opinions on those types of people? I feel like... remember when Alex Jones said that Palantir was too small to worry about?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I remember that. He did say that. He was like, it's just too. You can't worry about Palantir. It's too small. It's like balls on TRT. You know? True. Telling my wife here that. All right. I literally got asked that today. Your ball.
Wow.
Have your balls ever shrunk? That's a good question, Alex. Alex is on TRT, I think, right? That's what he's on, and he's like on.
I would assume.
I thought this was the PG show.
No, we're talking about Alex Jones. This is. Are you like a doctor or something? That's like afraid of like. I'm talking about Alex Jones. He's on TRT, right? Isn't that what he is taking?
I don't know if he's ever actually said it before, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
He's like always like having all these supplements. Like you got to take like worm's wort and frog's breath, and it's like, dude, it's just called TRT.
Yeah,
and it is effective. It's effective. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's expensive, but it's effective. I don't know. I just like don't think you like get the kind of grit at that age unless you're like doing something like that.
Yeah, he's probably on TRT or something. And you've seen the transformation.
He's doing something.
Everybody says it's a clone now. So
we had a glow up.
I feel like he's also taking GLP-1 injections too. Because it just looks like he lost a lot of subcutaneous fat. It looks almost like unnatural.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys need to start doing that.
Eat a cheeseburger. Someone said under her post, eat a cheese. Someone tried to dog on her that she was skinny. It was like, eat a cheeseburger. I was like, you think girls are offended when you call them skinny? It's like a really weird burn. According to unnamed government officials and Palantir employees who spoke with New York Times, the purported deal follows project talks Palantir had with the Social Security Administration and the Department of Education. The reaction from Trump supporters reflected growing unease within conservative circles, indicating a rare rupture between the president and key segments of his constituency. What to know, the Palantir deal marks a significant development in government data collection, drawing sharp concern from privacy advocates and Trump's own core base, otherwise known as MAGA. Detractors compared the centralized database effort to surveillance initiatives in authoritarian regimes. Numerous pro-Trump voices expressed dismay and feelings of betrayal across social media. People are so quick to suggest that I flipped on Trump. No, I didn't flip on Trump. Trump flipped on us. I'm not willing to continue living in a lie, and it'll tell you the unfortunate truth, the Patriot Voice wrote on X, with his 158,000 followers. The Hodge twins, popular conservative and Trump supporters, have more than 3.3 million followers. In response, they wrote on May 30th, hope this ain't true, y'all. Another post that day, don't know if this is true, but I did not vote for this. Nick Fuentes, a far-right Trump supporter, described as an America First white nationalist, called the association between the Trump administration and Palantir the ultimate betrayal of his own people. Feeding the MAGA extremists into an AI database controlled by CIA Mossad cutout, Fuentes said on X, where roughly 561,000 followers. Seriously, if Palantir is in the deep state, then what is? And I like how they have to call him a white nationalist. I can't ever just like quote him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they got to always throw shade at him.
It's like
any chance they get, they're not going to give him any credit.
They didn't. Dude, I think the Hodge twins say just as crazy stuff, in my opinion. They have the exact same rhetoric.
Yeah.
They're white nationalists then too. That being said, Palantir secured more than $113 million in federal contracts since Trump took office, including a recent $795 million agreement with the Department of Defense. In a data analytics platform, Foundry has already been deployed at the Department of Homeland Security and Department of Health and Human Services, potentially enabling cross-agency information sharing. Shady centralized dossiers on citizens are foundational for attacking civil rights and civil liberties, but paper files have long been replaced by a mishmash of electronic forms, biometrics, and data bought off data brokers. Cody Vensky, Senior Policy Counsel at the ACLU, told Newsweek, AI platforms like those built by Palantir are the key to pulling together the many data points the government has on each of us. Your political donations, governmental benefits, movements, and perhaps firearm records could someday be a single click away for dozens of government agencies. Other critics also basically just, it's like it'll put everything in one spot. I am very concerned personally by this. Everybody knows that these defense contractors, I mean, if you talk about big shots like, Raytheon, talk about, Northrop Grumman. Yeah, sure. Lockheed Martin. Those are big. But what's that other one with Lockheed Lucky Palmer Lucky. What's it called?
Lockheed
Anduril?
Martin.
Anduril. Yeah, I don't know how to
Anduril.
pronounce it. Anduril. When you about these new ones like Palantir, Anduril, and like these new like billionaires that are coming out and creating these defense contracting companies. I mean, you do need to worry about them a little bit more because, they're trying to find their way into the weapons business, and it's not through just like creating jets, right? They're trying to find alternate backdoors into getting the funding from the government, and that's going to be through innovation. So they're going to be working on like drone tactical warfare. Look at Anduril's like drone warfare. I mean, it's pretty phenomenal. They have like autonomous submarines, and like they apparently Anduril created some weapons, which by the way, we saw their headquarters right in Costa Mesa.
Yeah, in California, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
so they're in Costa Mesa, right? I mean, the biggest defense contractors are in Orange County. Raytheon's there too. Boeing and Northrop are in. Well, they were at least in Downey. I think they moved it after the Cold War. But then on top of that, you have Lockheed. I think is in mostly Texas now. I think they moved. But anyway, that long story short, I do think that these new companies with these new billionaires are some of the most dangerous players in the world because the technology they're bringing is AI centered and it's all being autonomous. And it's like, it's just kind of scary. You're like collecting data, creating autonomous, robots. It's like kind of getting that futuristic, like, will the people really have control? And the reason why they want to automate the military is because one of the biggest things that you have in America is patriotism, and American soldiers don't want to turn on the American people, okay? The police are more likely to than the soldiers because police are a little bit different. Soldiers are like, just homegrown people, and they don't want to fight Americans. But if they can get an autonomous military run by a few select people that they can weed out and control, then they could potentially have a force to keep us in line rather than protect us. That's what I think they're going for and what they want. And they claim it's to save lives. I think it's to keep us in check.
It's a scary thought. I mean, it's really just to give the government more control, become like a police state where every second you're being monitored. And as you mentioned, military-wise, it's a threat because, yes, they can attack us at any moment. We'll be forced to follow whatever kind of agenda they want to put out. And then you look at other countries as well who have a similar system where, for instance, China has like their social credit score system and all that in place where people are continuously just being monitored by the government. Payments are deducted and depends, how you can live your life depending on how you act. Does it fit the government's requirements? So it's just more restraint on us. And also the fact that it's tied to a foreign country. I mean, a lot of this information is just being brought right back to Israel. So it's not even just kept here. So it's a full control of our country. And when you see all these other laws coming out against speech and everything else, I mean, I think everything's just going to start becoming tied hand in hand. And we're just going to be, stuck in pretty much like a prison in our own country.